Hi, ladies and gentlemen. This is another episode of Ethos, and today I have two of my friends. They are people who have inspired me in the business world. We have learned a great deal of each other over the past few decades, and I want them to come and share their experiences as entrepreneurs, particularly in Africa, how they've been able to circumnavigate challenges and how they've built a brand that has brands actually that have lasted a while. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in welcoming Taiwo Play and Kenny Play. Thank you for coming. Yes, I have prepared a few questions for you. I think the first one is I want you to, either of you can speak, give us a brief history of your childhood and how whatever you may have experienced had prompted you to enter into the business world.
Okay. You go first.
Okay. Just like any normal Nigerian, our childhood has been, we're from an average home.
Okay.
Or me, I don't see it as average. But in Nigeria, would say you're from an average home. So we're from an average home. We grew up in Ibadan, basically. We grew up in Okeado in Ibadan. And just like every other person, you go to school, you come back home, you play football on the streets, your mom is coming from home, from work. You rushed in, so you won't get caught. So it's been like that for us, just basically hit for the childhood. Nothing much to say. I don't know if you remember anything that you want to.
Going for vacation, hanging out with our cousins,
Okay.
different things. Yeah, I think the first inspiration we got into business is our uncle,
Okay.
Oguntoye, engineer Oguntoye, God rest his soul. So I just admire everything that he does, his house, the way he organizes himself. I've not been to his office before. That's a funny thing, but that's basically it. But I know the first time I wanted to become an entrepreneur, establish something for myself. Yeah, that's him. That's the person I saw. That's the first person I saw.
So would you say you were financially buoyant as a family while growing up?
Okay, I like to believe, every kid believe that they are financially okay until they start growing up and they start seeing the difference between, everything that someone has and we don't have. Or somebody can afford something, or the trip that people can afford. And basically then what else? Okay, vacation, people going for vacation and stuff. There's no social media then, but then they bring back pictures. To school and stuff, or they come with their cousin and they're, I don't know, different things. Then that's where you know that, okay, I think we don't have this, why don't we have this? And you start
questioning it.
Okay.
Between your own home and other people. Then you now discover that, okay, some people are actually doing better than you are.
Okay. Now, for Kenny, some parents, while we were growing up, we knew some parents were salary earners, some parents were entrepreneurs. Were your parents business minded? Were they entrepreneurs, or did they have a fixed income that came every month?
Okay, so my mom was working as a teacher in a catering school. So she got salary. So anytime my mom gets salary, you probably see maybe a new divider in the living room, or maybe a TV or something. Something is always changing.
Yeah.
So she's that kind of person. So on the other side, I believe she's a caterer, so she's supposed to establish, but she's always going for the salary job. So I think it was her losing the job. She had an accident one time. It was her losing that job that brought out another thing in her.
Okay.
So I won't say they're entrepreneurs. They were just basic workers, but they were just exploring being an entrepreneur as no choice. Since there's no employment, let me go into buying and selling, or let me produce and sell. So that's it. For my dad works abroad, so he's been a worker even when he was in Nigeria. With the brief, with the little that I know, has been that person that has been working for maybe just people or maybe government or something. So I really don't know much about it. But yeah, when he traveled, it was all salary.
Okay, now
salary.
funding your business. How when you okay. Every entrepreneur starts with a dream, starts with a vision. I wish I could do this. How was funding like?
So this is one thing I would say to any entrepreneur. Any business that you can start with 0 naira is probably not going to be successful.
Whoa.
So any
That's your point of view.
yeah, it's just my own opinion.
Yeah.
I've had people start business with
No.
someone
The point I think you brought there is that if you get funding, wonderful.
Yes.
But to think that without funding
you can't start.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
So that's the point. Exactly.
That's a brilliant one.
So because I always wait for funding before we started big. Before we started, I won't say big, but before we started, I always wait for funding. Okay, I'm gonna get so funding and all that. So even the little funding that I get, squandered it because you thought you're doing the right thing. So this is it. Stop thinking of spending, think of making. So and you'll be productive. If you think of spending, you spend even if you get so much. But if you think of making, you will make from nothing, and that's business.
Now, at least I know a brief history of how you guys started, but I think for those who are watching at home, I want you to tell them what was your first business, and maybe just give us a brief history of the transition to what you did, then you went to what you're doing now.
Okay. So, the first business would be mobile shop. In fact, all those businesses are doing something before we name them.
Okay.
So mobile shop didn't get a name until maybe later when we felt like, okay, we need to do something. So you learn from every business. That's very important. So me, I don't believe in failure. Most times people believe that if you do something and it didn't work out, that means you failed. No, you don't look at it like that. You look at it like, okay, this thing didn't work out because of something. I'm not doing it, and something must be wrong. Trying to move a car now, you have the flat tire, and the car is just moving funny. You park, you check around. Oh, I have a flat tire. Then you fix it. Then you continue the journey. So that's how the first business was. So there were some lessons learned from the first business. So the lesson was we could sell something and make maybe 7,000 naira.
Okay.
But because you are so because you want to provide value so bad, you lose the 7,000 naira you gain trying to impress
The client.
And that's wrong. So if you know you have that much value, you need to be able to calculate the value you're offering, because at the end of the day, business is still about profits.
Yes.
No matter what, if you solve a problem, you still need the profit, because without the profit, they won't be able to meet you there tomorrow. So you spend 7,000 naira, you gain 7,000 naira from a business, and the person calls you and said, this one, something that you could probably explain over the phone that will cost you less. You drive all the way down, and maybe you spend 2,000 naira on fuel and all that.
At what point? Sorry, I'm interjected.
Yeah.
At what point did you guys buy your first car? Give or take, how old were you guys?
I was 21.
At the time, there was no social media.
Yeah, there was no social media. It was 21.
I'm going to say at the time there was no Yahoo.
No. There was Yahoo. So there was Yahoo everywhere.
No. What I'm trying to find out is because we age mates. So while we were growing up, some things were. Right now, I see people start a business, say on social media. A lot of people are TikTokers, social media influencers, and before you know it, they're buying SUVs. But in our own days, even our parents would toil, and there was some had something to show, things to show for it. But for many people, their lives were barely above average. Some did not even make it to average. So I'm trying to see the level of zeal you must have put into business that could have made you think of buying a car at 21. At 21, many people then did not even know what they wanted to do with their life.
Okay, there's a correction I would like to make.
Okay.
Buying a car at 21 is not like I make something for myself.
All right.
It's basically just fixating my focus on getting a car. So
Okay.
I feel like the time I got the car, I can't really afford a car. But I had to put everything. I remember when we make a deposit for the car, we're trying to get the balance for the car. We had to sell everything that have to do with the business that we started. So the first business is not mobile shop. It's just something related to mobile shop.
Oh yeah, that's
But
true.
it's not mobile shop.
Stock fast.
Yeah, it's stock fast. So I remember making that much money and I just wanted to buy a car. So I just thought that okay, fine. I think we had how much then? 150k.
150.
And I was like 150k. How much is this? It was a Benz, 190 Benz.
Was it 250k or so?
And it was like 250,000 naira. It was
Okay.
very expensive then. I was like, okay, fine, take 150k. We'll balance 100,000 naira. I remember selling everything that I had in our inventory
Yeah.
to get the
buy
car.
the car.
Thinking if I get the car, everything will be fine. Then I realized that I have to service the car. I have to
Fuel it.
So it wasn't a success story. It was just misplaced priorities.
Priorities.
So I feel like everybody does that for their business. If I
Okay.
get this phone or I get this car, I become bigger. People want to do business with me. But what are you selling? There's nothing to
You
sell. I
don't have
remember
anything
there's
to sell.
nothing in the inventory. I had to go from people that used to supply me then to take from them and show people. And it's just, I swear, it's not just
It's
it.
stressful.
But that was the first time.
That's understandable. I mean, the exuberances of a 21-year-old. It's totally understandable. While you started, would you say you had mentors? Okay, I know you mentioned Ejina Butoye, but were there people who you interacted with, say, on a daily basis or weekly basis, who guided you in business?
Like I said, I didn't know. Engineer Ube is my family member. He's an
Okay.
uncle. But I realized right now that I didn't know him properly. I didn't know him at all.
Okay.
I just, we go to his house for holidays.
Okay.
That's just it. Then
You know, we barely bond with the kids.
we-
We're there for the toys, for the bicycle,
Okay.
for the fun.
Okay.
You know, there's so many cousins coming to the house, so just to meet all of them but the owner of the house.
Okay.
yeah. So
And so that was the wrong
That was the wrong reason
Yeah.
to interact. Okay. Challenges you have faced in business. Challenges. Can you point out one or two? How has the Nigerian economic climate affected your business?
okay. Yeah. Well, if you are Nigerian, you should know that nothing should be a surprise to you. I feel like something can happen tomorrow and we'll just be like, oh, it's Nigeria. So when that comes in, we adjust with it, and I try as much as possible not to complain about the situation. We just adjust
to it.
to the situation of Nigeria.
So we with the question that says have you faced any challenges? Yes, there were challenges. In fact, normally if I'm going through a road now and there's no challenges, I know I'm on the wrong road.
Okay.
So, but it's normal to expect and face challenges. So there's so many, and one of them will be not being able to calculate your cost. It's one of the major challenges. So now you bought a product, let's say 2 naira, and you want to sell 5 naira. You probably might spend 7 naira selling for 5 naira.
Okay.
So you'll be wondering, what's wrong? I bought this thing for 2 naira, I sold the 5 naira. Am I not making gain? Are things still tough? It still happens sometimes. If you don't do your calculation well, you just see that you made a lot of money, but that money is just not a lot of money. Yeah, you're owing a lot to make a lot. So it's just not, there's no balance there. So I think one of the things that I would advise anybody that is going to business to do, first thing that you need to do is calculate what your running cost is.
Okay.
And after calculating, put everything on that business. Now, if you can't get a client that will pay that high, that means you're in the wrong business. Or maybe you're getting
The wrong client.
the wrong clients. So that's one thing I'll say. So that's one of the major challenges, not being able to calculate the cost.
Okay. So can I?
Yeah, please do.
So another challenge is that I feel like we have different challenges. There are different challenges right and left everywhere. But another challenge is upgrading. trying to be up to date on what you're doing.
Okay.
Everything changed. Technology is everywhere. Social media stuff. So, and keeping, being up to date about all these things, like being up to date about social media, being up to date about restocking, new things coming out and stuff. Knowing that this is the difference between what just came out today and what was there yesterday. That kind of thing. It's just, those are like the actual challenges of the business. So growing is about upgrading. You have to upgrade whatever knowledge that you have about the business. It's not what you were doing yesterday that you have to do today to get a better result. You have to do something else that is already existing that people are already doing. So I think that's part of the major challenges.
Was there any experience, say a particular one, that made you feel, man, that you attempted, that you just got tired? Because I know, I mean, we've also been in the Nigerian business climate for over 20 years. Did you experience a particular thing that made you think, maybe I should just go get a salary job?
No, not making profit.
Not making profit.
So I feel like, that's not a challenge. Like I said, it's not a challenge. Not making profit is 100% your fault. It's always your fault when you're
Is it?
Yes, it's 100% your fault. So that's how
That's
I
the only way you
feel.
can
That's
control
where
it.
I see it.
Okay.
That's the only way you can control it.
When you see like something you can control, then
All right.
that's just the major thing. So
Okay.
I remember one time we started a business, the same business. I was talking about PLAYLUX. We usually we try and consider every other person before we sell a merchandise, and
Okay.
Every time we try to consider people, we realize that we are not making enough profit. So there was this time I just had to, it's like I deviate from the way we used to do stuff.
Okay.
I had to try a new thing. Then I started naming my price, like, okay, this is what I want to start charging per merchandise. And I realized that, and if it happened, I had to tell him, come and see the result of this.
We're servicing the wrong.
So it's like we've just been
customers.
satisfying the wrong customers, customer base. So now this is a different kind of grade. People are coming in to ask for the same thing we've been selling before at a higher price.
Now, did you do, because so many of us situate a business in a particular location, say location X. Are your customers in location X?
Okay, so it will be wrong if you want to start a business and fixate your customer base on the location where you're starting the business.
Okay.
The social media world.
All right.
Everything you do today, like if you put this out now, it's going to go worldwide. Anybody can be checking it out.
Okay.
I mean, Jay-Z can just log in and see this podcast. Yeah, it happens. So I'm sure.
But do you think all businesses can be run like that?
Yeah.
Where
Not all business.
not all
Let's
businesses.
talk about food business now. Food
Okay.
business, if I want to run a campaign for food business, I won't put it in Nigeria, because somebody in Kaduna can see it and there's nothing I can do to satisfy that person.
Okay.
But it's good. Still put it in Kaduna.
Mm.
Let people in Kaduna, when they come to Ibadan, they feel like I'm coming here.
Okay.
Yeah. But let me give an example. Burgundy is the restaurant
All right.
in Abuja. I see their campaign every now and then. I'm following them on social media. I like the experience there. If I visit Abuja today, I'm still going to check them out.
So it's not just about
It's not about
what's the word I'm thinking of? Servicing the people around here. You have to create your brand awareness beyond your
You
comfort zone.
can run your business locally and be known internationally.
Okay.
That's why you see Glow adverts on CNN.
Okay.
It's not like every country that watch CNN has Glow in it. No, they don't. It's not like all what's the name? Not all countries have MTN, but you still see it on CNN. So you can run your business locally and still promote it internationally. So if you have the funding, you can step up to promoting your business on other platforms that are not even in Nigeria, which is good. Just when people are coming in, is an idea of your business, like an idea of what they're coming to do in Nigeria already. So it helps the business.
That's good. Yeah. Yes, I know you guys are still a long way from whatever it is you dreamed, but at least looking back, there's been significant progress. What has been the perception of family and friends regarding the success story so far?
Honestly,
Mm.
it's I think it's a tough question, but let me say maybe friends. Not even say friends. Maybe just people that know you from way back. They probably think you had it easy.
Mm.
And some people start making story up for you.
Mm.
Might say your dad is rich, they got money from somewhere,
Mm.
or maybe somebody even say maybe their dead auntie gave them some money.
Mm.
Yeah, so people come up with different kind of stories. Some people think it must be fraud and all that. Also, to anybody out there that's thinking any success story is automatic or maybe it's crime related or whatever. Yeah, sometimes people are not wrong. Thinking some certain type of for him to be able to buy this one and this one. But once you put yourself in that position, you're just putting yourself. You're just
Making up excuses.
You're just making up excuses. That's what I'm looking for. You're making up excuses for your own failure. So you just need to get out of it. So as for family, honestly, I don't know my family perspective of the success, but I know that, or we know, let me put it that way, that we have to do one or two things, and we're doing A and B, and we're getting the result C, and that's it. It's just strictly hard work. But most times, they probably think you had it easy. Maybe, yeah. So I don't want this to come out wrong. God did everything good.
We're not excusing the God factor. I mean,
I
like to believe that the grace of God is available for everyone. It's the same level.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
It's the same level.
So it's sufficient.
Yeah.
So it's what you do
with
with
your own grace. Wonderful.
Exactly.
Because I contend with a lot of people. A lot of times I celebrate people on social media. I have a lot of mentors. Many of them I've not even met. Mentors in business, in real estate. And then sometimes when I post, I post someone on WhatsApp status. Somebody sends me a DM and says, "Do you know what these people are doing for money? All these people that you will be celebrating." EFCC will. And I say no. And at some point I had to tell. I said, if you believe that every success story is related to crime or something immoral, then you are saying that God don't bless me. Because someday when you eventually become a success story too, you are saying that the only way you can be that success story is if you engage in something illegal or immoral. No, we have to start believing that there are people who can prosper with grace and hard work and smart work.
Exactly.
Right? Because I contend with this a lot. One day I remember there was a time you guys bought a particular car,
Okay.
and I posted it and I said congratulations, and somebody sent me a message. What are these people doing for money, sir? Every time they will just be changing. I said, no. I remembered. Maybe because I knew your story. I knew the time where you did not have cars. I knew the time when it was scooters. Now that it's cars, I could tell of the progress. Now that person did not see the struggles.
Yes.
All the person saw was the car, and because the person does not have that type of car, the person is thinking, "That's so easy to buy a car." And I was like, it is easy. It's even a Tokumbo car. Why are you people
Not even brand new.
overthinking success? And I think you've made a point. I want to hear your own view too. But the point you've made is that a lot of people are making excuses for their own failures. That's the truth. What's your take on this?
Yeah, well, what was the question again?
That what's the public's perception? Say family, friends.
Okay.
What has it been like?
Well, I don't take time to check that. I know I can perceive when people make excuses for what you've done. But then I don't know. I think, well, so far I have supportive friends.
Okay.
And I think my family is proud
Good.
to a certain extent. Yeah.
Okay.
I see that all the time, that they are proud. Though they act funny and weird at times, but then they are proud. I think they are proud. So that's just my own perspective too.
Now, for those that provide services for you,
Okay.
say mechanics, cleaners, gatemen, etc.,
Okay.
what has it been like? Because a lot of people think, okay, say for example,
Okay.
I bring my car to your shop,
Okay.
you charge me X amount,
Okay.
then I pay the X amount, and then the car still has issues, and you expect me to pay more money. And when we are arguing, you tell me, Shibi, you have the money. Why do you contend with things like that?
Yeah, I have few encounters with that, with people doing that to me. Yeah, it's should I say pisses me off, but then that's not the English. for it. That's not what I want to. That's not the expression for it. But the thing is, people overcharge for stuff, thinking, oh, you should be able to afford it. Yeah, I understand that. So I think it's not that. It's not.
Can
That's not their, I don't
even
see.
spoil your car self.
Yeah, I don't think it's their fault. I think I should. I should have another assignment I should relate to people that can provide services without feeling entitled to what you have.
Entitlement.
Yeah, we get that a lot. You drive in a car, somebody approach your car and ask you for money. It's a normal thing. So far you drive in that car, people do that. So I don't know. I feel like I just see it as a normal thing. It's not normal. I don't see it as a moral thing to be entitled. But then I just see it as a normal thing in this part of the world. Like, if people feel like, if some people even try and, take advantage of that because they know people are watching. Yeah. When they come to meet you and ask you for money, they feel like, oh, because people are watching, you want to get that so that I can be in people's good grace. I don't know. I do it out of the kindness of my heart. That's just it. Basically, that's just it. But then,
I was watching a podcast. John Obi Mikel was speaking, and he said one of the problems that they contend with as footballers who are doing well in, say, Europe, wherever, is that everybody around them feels entitled.
Yes.
You get this money, I want a car. You get this, I want to start a new business. Some people even establish the business, then it fails, then they come back again and they're like, maybe you have this money. You
can give me. So this, if you've not encountered this, you probably need to check how successful you are. It's a normal story. Okay. If you consider your success to be something very small, if you think, I'm not there yet, some people are already seeing you there. So most of the time, talking about family or maybe old friends, their perspective of, their impression is, bring that money, let us share it. It's enough that you're working for again. Like, just bring that money, let's just, okay, for example, I maybe post something, and that thing, maybe you posted, say, a watch for maybe 1.5 million naira, maybe yesterday, and today you post that it's sold. Trust me, you are posting that it's sold so that small customers can come. But I've noticed that the message you get after that sold, bro, is loads of message that you're even calculating your own profits, and you're thinking, yo, if I should distribute this thing, I won't even have that watch to sell tomorrow. And that's the way it works. So yeah, with what you said about family going to do business, maybe you funded something, funded a particular business, going to do business and it fails, and they come back and they come tell you that, yo, I need more money. They probably won't come at first to tell you they need more money, but you always get maybe someone, maybe a family member that that you guys don't even talk. More often, you don't talk often. They don't check up on you. They don't greet you. Once they start checking up on you, know that billing is coming. Just know. So that's the thing. So that happens. But how you manage it is you have to be human about it, because you're human first. Like people will say, we're human first.
Before we're businessmen.
Before we're business. So you have to be human about it. You have to tell them you understand them. So it comes, most of the time, if I say no to people, it comes from a place of love. If I keep saying yes to you, you won't get it right. So you need to feel and experience this. There was a particular time I had a particular family member that I depend on, and that was my dad. And I was not, I won't say I was entitled, but that was thinking back at it now, that was from a place of entitlement, where you just want something from that person, and this person has done enough already. You just need to pick up yourself. So until when I told myself that, yo, this person is not going to come through, I need to pick up myself and get this thing done by myself. We never started, or we never had any success. Never. Until when I had to tell myself that, yo, we need to start doing these things ourselves. We need to make this money. We need to run this business ourselves. We need to establish ourselves. We need to pay our bills without depending on anybody. And imagine that you're trying to buy a car now. You're telling, I'm telling my dad that, please, can you borrow me some money? Not as if he's a rich guy. I wanted to buy some car. I want to buy one car like that. I had 500,000 naira now with me. The car is 800,000 naira. Then, can I borrow 300k that you're not going to return? So him saying no, I have to put that money back into business. And the money for the car just came out like this. I'm like, oh, so this is all I need to do. But if you had not said no, I'll get comfortable.
You will have borrowed that you will not have paid back.
I'll borrow, I won't pay back. But that car, I won't be able to afford it.
Yeah.
So that was the point. So most of the time, for family members like that, you need to treat it with love and let it come from a place of. It's not like I'm 18 on you or I don't want you to be like me.
Yeah,
that's not the thing. But you need to go and do this thing yourself. So it's hard. In that Mikel Obi's what's his name? What he said is that you just need to be strong enough to say no to some things. When you do it, the person too can pick up. So tomorrow they won't come to you for everything. Not because you won't have to give tomorrow. It's just bad. You have to give another grown ass guy money or keep funding his lifestyle when he can make it by himself. You will have kids too. Will the kids start coming to you, or wife start coming to you, or maybe if it's a female, will our kids start coming to your husband? No. So that's the thing.
Now, Taiwo, what has the partnership been like? What are the experiences? What are the advantages? Do you think you would have had it better or worse if it had been one guy running everything?
Well, I've not tried running business by myself, so
okay.
I can't know if it's going to be better or worse. But then I know some things for sure. I know that there are so many things I have to lift, and I don't have to lift by myself. I have the help of a partner.
Yeah.
And it's very, very, very important that you have a partner that you can trust with everything. That means if there's a development coming in my head now, instead of me approving it, applying it to myself alone, I have to share. And sharing it, I get a different perspective about what to do that will make it a better idea. So having a partner that you trust is one of the key things. So I feel like it's an advantage. So like two people are facing one particular challenge at a time, and it's good. But I've no experience running a business by myself. Though I think about it at times. When I run a business by myself, I think it will go to my advantage and everything. But then,
what's your take on partnership in business?
So partnership is good until when you feel like you can't stand by yourself. Partnership is good. So as business owner, we've run business together all our lives. We shared the same house, we shared the same car at some point, and right now I'm sure that he will be able to tell me. I'm sure by now I can tell him. Let me don't say he will be able to tell me that living alone is a whole new flex, and it's a big development. So using separate cars obviously is a big development. So now imagine separate businesses. So I've pitched it to him earlier this year. We had two businesses now. I said, I manage one. I'll just be a shareholder in one. I'll manage one, and you be a shareholder in the other one. So we can run it individually and independently. Still, on our deed of partnership, nothing will change.
Yeah.
But at least just call the shots here, I'll call the shot there. That way you're able to run it better. Just like the way you're running your house now. You get to the house, I'm impressed. So he doesn't have to run it with me. I don't have to buy groceries in the house. I don't have to pay for the bills. I don't even know how that works anymore. That's because at some point they had to move out. So if we do that with business too, I'm sure it's going to be great. So it's good to have a partner, and it's good to run businesses because it's like another stream of income, here. But if you run it independently and you have all the say, you're not waiting for him to come and decide on something. It's a whole new flex. So there's good thing in togetherness, and at the same time too, it's not bad. If you're going along, what if you don't have each other? At least we'll have started something and we'll still be successful at it.
That's a good one. Now, loan in business. What's your take on it? Getting a bank to fund your business.
So if it's a business loan, use it for business. If it's a car loan, use it for car. If it's a device loan, use it for device. So I don't know. Just make sure you get your priorities right. But then that's just if you have a business loan, you can't use it for something anything else. You have to be on business so that you can get the return back and you make your profit. And just look at your loaner, the person that is loaning you money, as an investor. It has to get they have to get their return back compulsorily at the end of that tenure. So no problem about
Now,
loan.
would you say the two of you are readers? And by readers, I'm talking about in business. Do you read for self-development, particularly towards improving your entrepreneurship skills?
So I'm still learning when it comes to reading,
Okay.
because sometimes I think reading should be something you go into a book to get an idea and not discover.
Okay.
So I realize I've made so many mistakes simply because I've not checked. So for example, I'm going to tell you this. I'm trying to resize this watch yesterday, and I wanted to do it right. I want to do it by myself. And I could easily go to YouTube, just check how do I resize an Aquanaut Patek, and I'll have gotten it right. So I did it. It's not like I don't know how to do it. I know how to do it, but I have to do it right. So because once you cut, it's like a strap. Once you cut it, you can't put it back. So I just went there and I cut it. And now it's a little bit too tight. If I check out that will have, if I checked out how to do it, that will have helped me to do the right thing.
Yeah.
So most times, I go ahead to do something and I go back to read about it. But that's not how it should be
work.
done.
Yeah.
If you're thinking about something, no matter how faint that idea is, you can write it down so you won't forget. Go back to that, oh, okay, this is what I need to. Then you go and do your research about it. So I tend to tell myself from yesterday that anything I want to do, that's a lesson I learned yesterday, anything I want to do, I write it down first. I reflect on it and say, okay, yeah, you might want to waste time, because most of the time I have this. If I want to do something and I'm deliberating too much on it, I probably will just abandon it and not do it. So I want to get right into it. That was what happened with this. But I'll give myself that time, at least maybe from yesterday till today. Maybe I will have done it right. So as a reader, I'm still learning to read and get information so that I can learn from those that have made the mistake, so I won't make the same mistake. But most of the time, what drags me back to read is after I've made the mistake. I'm like, okay, something must be wrong, and I'll go back and I'll do research. So I would say I'm a reader, because I'm not used to reading a lot, but I read as well. But that's the reason why I read. I read when I make mistakes. Oh, okay, I need to go and check how it's done, or I need to go and read about other people, and that's it. So it's just
Taiwo,
good.
are you a reader?
Well, I read not occasionally, not
Okay.
like continuously.
All right.
So yeah, I'll say yeah, I'm a reader to some extent.
That's wonderful. Thank you so much for spending time with us. Thank you for what you shared. Thank you for your experiences. We're deeply grateful.
You're welcome.
I've learned a thing or two again. I know your stories, but it's nice to see it from a whole new light.
Okay.
And I look forward to maybe when you're 10 times bigger again, that you come and tell us what you did again.
Yeah.
So rest assured that you'll be on this show again very soon. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been a wonderful experience. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Adefemi Davis, and this has been Ethos.